scholars from the Banaras Hindu University, Professors Gansham and Ashutosh Bhana. The 1860 Heritage Center is a museum and, as its name suggests, focuses on the telling, archiving and the recording of the story of Indonesia. The reading, writing and telling of the story of Indonesia cannot be complete without paying tribute to the work of Professor Surendra. As the director of the 1860 Heritage Center, my telling of the 1860 indenture worker journey has taken on a deeper personal meaning for my children and my family. And from the 1st of June this year, I was able to trace my indentured ancestry to an indentured number 3297, listed as passenger named Kamachi, no surname, Kamachi was what was listed on the ship's list, who arrived to South Africa on board the Saxon in 1864. The access to tracking down this vital information is due entirely to the tireless work of Professor Surendra and Professor Jayram. Their work moves my great party, Kamachi, from the margins of subaltern history to the very center of my existence as a proud South African of Indian origins. My dress today is not a show of ethnic pageantry, nor a tribute to Scottish or Tamil masculinity. Note I said Chatsworth Tamil. This working class garment, a pajama, which is what it's called, I have worn on the occasion of every Surendra Bhana lecture to pay a respectful tribute to the indentured workers who arrived on 384 ships to their African homes between 1860 and 1911. As the 1860 Heritage Center, we are proud today to present one of the brightest stars in telling the history of indenture in Ashutosh to deliver the Surendra Bhana Memorial Lecture. Ashutosh's seminal work titled Coolies of the Empire, Indentured Indians in the Sugar Colonies 1830 to 1920 pioneers new ground in the decolonial indenture history telling. In but one chapter, Kumar writes of the experience of indenture through the analysis of folks, offering fresh insight that previous scholars of indenture have ignored. Beyond this book, Ashutosh's analysis on feeding the Girimitya, the food and drink on indentured ships, offers unique and fresh scholarship in understanding the finer details, that too of my Kamachi, of the travel conditions of the indenture. Mika. Professor Ashutosh Kumar, in taking up this opportunity to deliver the Surendra Bhana Memorial Lecture. I welcome to the podium the chairperson of the 1860 Heritage Center's History Society, Professor Jayram Reddy, to chair the session.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the 1860 Heritage Center, to the History Society and to the annual Suresh Bhana lecture. After having heard Selvan, I'm not sure it's necessary for me to say anything except to introduce our guest speaker. But let me say a few words because I came to UDW in 1987 from UWC. And that's where I met Suresh Bhana. And you know that the 1980s and mid-80s was right at the peak of the apartheid. And for academics, it was a difficult time in this country. And Suresh Bhana was one of those people who spoke his mind. And I remember in Senate meetings, it was a voice to be reckoned with, and a rather compelling voice for academia and for politics in general. And as you can imagine, the hierarchy of that time in control, UDW, people like Rafir and Reddy, didn't take very kindly to Suresh Bhana. And I think when academics find that they are constrained and they can't carry out their academic work, there's fulfillment, 2016, and then he passed away in 2017. You will hear a lot more about his contribution to history from our guest speaker, and particularly in digitizing the ship's lists and opening up a whole new business for research in that field. And he also paid tribute to, I think we here focus very much on the indenture engines, but he wrote a book on the settlers and the dispersion of settlers and many business people, how they went out to the rest of the country. And I think that was a very important contribution. And it is interesting that, he developed his colleague and friend, Joy Brain, took over his post as Professor of History at, the University of Durban. But one of the things I should say is that when Surendra was a professor, he brought in along young academics, and many of them graduated under him, and we have here a lot who may remember, the inspiration of Surendra, and at WC there was so much Depelia Mester. And so he contributed in many ways to academia and history in this country. But let me, with those few words, introduce our speaker, and those of you who listened to me yesterday, maybe your parents, I think it's important that people know something about our guest speaker. Thank you, Ashutosh, for coming to our country. I know you had some difficulty with the visa, but I think you are settling down. He's Associate Professor of History at the Benares Hindu University in Varanasi. He earned his PhD from the History Department of the University of Delhi, where he also taught from 2012 to 2014. He received a number of prestigious scholarships during his time, and he was fellow at the University of Leeds, United Kingdom, the Nehru Memorial Museum Library, New Delhi, and the Centre of Study for Developing Societies in New Delhi. He has published many books and articles in international peer-reviewed journals. His most recent publications include Coolies of the Empire, Indentured Indians, in the Sugar Colonies, 1830 to 1920, Cambridge University Press, the Indian Labour Diaspora, and more recently in 2017, the Brummett Yards and Global Indian Diaspora, Origins, Memories and Identities. And Professor Kumar, it's a great pleasure